Merchants will have extended hours, hoping to get out every last penny from shoppers who are out in full force this holiday weekend. And the drowning still under investigation by the Plymouth County DA and Brockton Police. After signing in at the main desk here at the Truman Elementary School, people are given an intake review sheet before they head upstairs to talk with the accountants. Here at the Jimmy Miller Center, counselors work with children and their families. With construction expected to be completed by 2016, residents will be dealing with delays for several years to come. These local coffee shops have no plans to discontinue their free Wi-Fi services. Lots of shoppers came out this tax-free weekend to take advantage of big-ticket items, and they'll even throw in a free pair of 3D glasses. In Brockton, Amanda Eugenio, News Center 5. Most parents expect schools to be a safe place, but bullying is causing widespread problems for our nation's youth.
There's one kid that used to just always mess with me, and he used to shove me in lockers.
Students like Michael face bullying in schools far too often. Last week, James Billy Jones had had enough of his disabled daughter being bullied and stormed onto her bus to confront her classmates.
I don't care if you don't speak English or nothing, but my daughter get on the bus and I'm mother with her, and now this is yes.
Now, local parents are speaking out about similar situations with their children and ways to stop bullying in its tracks.
My daughter was encountering some incidents on the bus, and we went through the proper channels, of course, writing notes to the school that has since stopped. She used her words, she did her best to diffuse the situation, she talked to the grown-ups so that we could help her deal with the situation on her own.
Jessie Cinerati is a drama teacher at McDevitt Middle School in Waltham, Massachusetts. She says she sees bullying frequently, and kids don't realize that each instance can really add up.
Just the other day, I stopped my class because I watched like 3 different kids walk to 3 groups and get turned away from working with them.
Parents are looking for new ways to protect their children. At Premier Martial Arts, owner Jamie Arute works with the students and their parents.
We will sit the students down to what's called a mat chat. And during that time frame, we'll call the parents out on the floor and we'll discuss different bullying situations at school. All of my students and their parents that train here all are on the same page, realizing if you need to defend yourself in a bad situation with bullying at school, you have your parents' complete support.
Martial arts is one of the many outlets parents are looking to in efforts to keep their kids safe. Another, federal legislation. The Safe Schools Improvement Act was introduced in August, and supporters hope it will ensure schools take a direct approach at bully prevention. Reporting from Cheshire, I'm Amanda Eugenio. Free Wi-Fi is everywhere, from restaurants to fast food joints to coffee shops. But offering free Wi-Fi is not always ideal. Whatever your coffee preference, regular, decaf, or flavored, some cafe regulars aren't coming just for their caffeine fix. And for local coffee shop owners, blending smoothies and offering free Wi-Fi is all in a day's work. But for others, Wi-Fi and the laptop campers it brings is more of a nuisance than a benefit. Cheshire Coffee owner Jason Wagner says as long as they make a purchase, he doesn't care how long his guests stay.
They usually do get something beforehand, so they do sit down and get themselves a drink, and they repeatedly come up and get drinks as time goes on. So for us, it's a win-win situation.
Kristen Snopkowski manages the Main Street Cafe. She says offering the free Wi-Fi has its downfalls.
Sometimes if there's, a person who'll just come in and get 1 cup of coffee and then sit at a table for hours, it's kind of like, all right, we need the table for somebody else.
Some regulars are willing to come back if they can't find a place to sit.
I have had problems working because of the tightness, but like I said, if I see it's really, really crowded, I'll come back later on.
And for Tots' owner, Todd Stevenson, the Wi-Fi keeps him busy when he's not roasting his own beans.
It's also something to do when I'm bored in here. I can go on my computer.
For now, these local coffee shops have no plans to discontinue their free Wi-Fi services because the benefits outweigh any potential negatives. Reporting from Cheshire, I'm Amanda Eugenio. Zach likes to play games, tackle his older sister Piper, and read. And Jay can't wait to start playing tackle football in the fall.
And I want to be the one who sacks the quarterback because I had to tackle my sister for practice.
Jake is excited for Christmas, even though it's only March.
And Mom, for Christmas, can you give me a back scratcher?
Sure.
That's music to Dawn Kobach's ears. At age 3, her son Jake wasn't talking and was diagnosed with autism. Don got him intensive therapy for 40 hours a week that lasted for 2 years. But Dawn realized not everyone could afford this type of therapy, and so she started a foundation to help others.
I started for Jake's sake to try to give money back to these parents so that they could pay their co-payments, so their child could go get speech therapy or go get occupational therapy, or any kind of therapy that the child needed, and so the child could actually go and not have to sacrifice getting therapy because the family couldn't afford it.
Now Jake is working with a social counselor, and the family will take their first vacation to Disney World.
Oh, when they allow you to swim with the sharks.
Are you going to do that?
No.
No. Dawn raises money for the foundation by selling puzzle-patterned scarves and hats. A group of students from Beverly, Massachusetts work with Dawn to sell the scarves and raise awareness for autism. They held a school seminar explaining what autism is.
It was really touching hearing it from a mom's perspective, a sister's perspective, and someone who actually has it, and hearing their stories and what they have to go through daily.
They also organized Jake's Wish, where Jake got to meet the high school football team and take part in their practice.
We gave him a t-shirt and a football, and the best part was the next day we got a text message or a picture message from Dawn, and it was Jake sleeping in his bed in his t-shirt and the football.
Jake now appreciates it when people reach out to him, something a lot of autistic kids have to learn. People skills will be critical when Jake becomes an adult and will have to function in the real world. In Beverly, Massachusetts, Amanda Eugenio, QNN. 4 weeks into bloody clashes in Libya, opposition leaders say reports that Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi is ready to make a deal are false. The lawsuits claim hospital officials failed to prevent the abuse. Miguel Roman served 20 years for the same crime before being released by new DNA evidence. A billion-dollar bombshell could change the cell phone landscape. A former UN weapons inspector is charged with unlawful contact with a minor after sending sexually graphic messages to an undercover officer. And to Libya now, where recent uprisings are leading to higher oil and gas prices here in the U.S. Masonic Health Center in Wallingford has agreed to pay nearly $450,000 to resolve allegations that it overbilled the government for Medicare and Medicaid reimbursements.
Amanda, will you be getting up early to watch the royal wedding?
I will, Jack. It's the wedding of the year. I'm sure I'll be watching, as will many others. For Ryan, Jack, Corey, and all of us here at QNN, have a great week.